there in YouTube land. How are all of you doing today? Well, I hope all the men out there had a happy Father's Day a couple days ago, and I want to wish all the single mothers out there who are pulling double duty as mom and dad, well, I hope they had a happy Father's Day too. I welcome you all back to the channel for another expose of a criminal masquerading as a citizen journalist. You know, a frauditard. I know this guy has been talked about on YouTube before, and you know, he's also deleted a couple of his channels off of YouTube after he's been exposed as a child sex offender. Yes, I'm talking about the channel From Inside Out Network, LLC, which is actually a registered business down there in Florida. So ladies and gentlemen, meet Jeffrey Russell the Treejumper, who is also a registered sex offender in Washington and the state of Florida. Now the channel The Skip Tracer has done a lot of videos on this frauditard, and he's even written a book about the chomo, which you can find, as you see right here, on Amazon. Don't know how good it is, as I have never read it. Now, the Skip Tracer should get the credit for taking down Jeffrey's page, The Independent First Amendment Auditor, which disappeared a few months ago after a lot of attention from the Skip Tracer. You know, please go check out his channel and subscribe to him if you like what he does there. You know, if you didn't know about Jeffrey's past before now, or you want to take a deeper dive into his background from what other people have done, well then, just sit back and relax, because we're about to board the crazy train of frauditing. Well, all right, folks, let's take a look at Jeffrey's convictions. He actually has 2 convictions of 3 separate charges, but they're 3 very serious charges, and one of them makes him a real huge piece of shit. And get this, he has six brand new charges as of last month, May of 2025. He has those charges because he thinks he can do whatever he wants. He thinks laws and rules don't apply to him. But I think the state of Florida is going to hand him his ass this time, and he's going to spend a few years in prison down there in Florida. So let's take a look at the mess that he's got going on in his life. So on January 12th, 2009, he was charged with robbery first degree, which was a felony out of Pierce County, Washington, and he was also charged with criminal impersonation in the first degree. Well, he pled guilty to attempted robbery in the first degree and criminal impersonation. He was given 30.75 months in state prison on count 1, and on count 2, he was given 12 months in state prison to run concurrently at the same time. He was given 549 days credit for time served already. He got 18 months community custody post-release, $1,200 in fees and fines, just fees, I'm sorry. Had to submit a DNA sample and a no contact order. Now, as of 3/18/2015 in the court records, he was delinquent on all payments. Whether he's caught that up or not, I could not tell you. And then we go ahead to March 10th, 2009. He's charged with possession of depictions of a minor engaged in sexually explicit conduct, which was a felony. In other words, he pled guilty to possession of child pornography. And he pled guilty to that charge. He was given 27 months in state prison to run concurrently with the below conviction. He was given 36 months of community custody post-release from prison. He was given $700 fees, lifetime sexual offender registration, and as of March 18, 2015, the court case said he was delinquent in all payments. Now, Jeffrey Russell the Treejumper thinks there was no victims of his crime of possessing child pornography. Only someone as derelict as Jeffrey Russell the Treejumper would think his crime is a victimless crime, as he has claimed many, many times.
That doesn't make any fucking sense!
Well, Jeffrey, why don't we go find the 100 or so victims of your crime and see what they have to say about that subject of it being a victimless crime? The National Institute of Health will tell your dumb ass that sexual abuse leads to anxiety disorders, depression, eating disorders, post-traumatic stress disorder, sleep disorders, drug and alcohol abuse, and even suicide attempts. So how the hell can you say that there are no victims or it's a victimless crime, you sick, demented fuck? I hope the state of Florida locks you up and throws away the key. Well, we're going to take a look at what happened to him last month, May 9th, 2025. He's charged with failed to register change to a cell or telephone number, which is a felony, out of Escambia County, Florida. And he was charged with failed to register an email address or internet identifiers, also a felony, 5 separate counts of that, all out of Escambia County. And his next hearing is going to be on September 30th, 2025. I do want you to know that he claimed indigency and is asking for a court-appointed lawyer. Huh. Must be that frauditing wasn't his main source of income, that he wasn't making that much money. So we're going to go on to more depressing news. Jeffrey has 10 civil cases, with 5 of those being domestic violence cases. So not only is he a chomo, he's a freaking abuser of the women in his life, too. Oh, Jeffrey, you're one huge piece of cow manure in my book, mister. So his first case, civil case, came on June 6th, 2003. Amy Marie sued him in civil court for domestic violence, and an order of protection was granted at that time. We go ahead 2 years. On May 11th, 2005, it seems Amy isn't very smart. She's still with him. Amy Marie sued again Jeffrey Russell out of Pierce County for domestic violence. A temporary order of protection was granted on the day it was filed, but a reissue of it was denied on June 8th, 2005 because Amy failed to appear in court. So we're going to go ahead just 5 months, and on October 3rd, 2005, Wendy Yvonne took Jeffrey Russell to family court for domestic violence. A temporary protection order was granted. The reissuance was denied on October 17th, 2005 for failure to appear because Wendy did not show up in court. Well, his wife Wendy, the following month, filed for divorce from him, dissolution of marriage with children. That was dismissed on March 10th, 2006 for failure to appear because Wendy did not show up in court. Now on April 15th, 2008, Amy M. is back in family court suing Jeffrey for domestic violence again. Temporary order of protection was granted, but a reissue was denied on May 14th, 2008, when Amy failed to appear in court. On May 24th, 2012, the Department of Social and Health Services took Jeffrey to court in Pierce County, Washington for $3,162 in arrears for child support. On April 1st, 2019, Crescent Bank and Trust took Jeffrey and Wendy to court in Escambia County, Florida for an order for the plaintiff in the amount of $8,616 was sentenced in court or given to the plaintiff in court. And on 9/18/2019, he filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy in Pensacola, and it was discharged on January 14th, 2020. Got a clean slate there. And we go ahead to September 28th, 2020. Russell L., his father, took Jeffrey to court for domestic violence, and a temporary order of protection was granted, but a permanent order or a continuance was denied on October 12th, 2020. And then on August 8th, 2024, last year, Jennifer took Jeffrey and Wendy to court in Escambia County, Florida. And it's weird. It said something about on December 6th, 24, Jeffrey was in jail, but I don't find anything that he would have been in jail for. But it was interesting reading the court case. It said something about him being in jail. But anyways, a collection letter was sent to Jeffrey and Wendy for the amount of money. And then we got our header there on him. Let's see what we got here. We got the channel name now. The only one he has left is From Inside Out Network, LLC. Jeffrey Russell, he was born in July of 1974. I got a couple of addresses for him there in Pensacola, Florida. Not really sure which one is the good one at this time. He is a sex offender with a registration number. There it is there. For possession or depiction of minors engaged in explicit sexual activity. Yeah, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 email addresses for him there, and all of those we'll have to block out so we don't get a privacy strike. And he has deleted the channels Bootlickers Exposed and Independent First Amendment Auditor after he was exposed as a child sex offender. And I don't know why he's keeping his current channel open, but hey, it is what it is. And that is all I care to dig up on this huge piece of shit, ladies and gentlemen. He's enough to make you sick to your stomach, and I can't believe his wife is still married to him. She must suffer from some emotional issues and have no self-esteem or self-confidence if she's still married to the likes of Jeffrey Russell the Treejumper. Now stay tuned, as I will bring you an update when this case is settled in court. I know it hasn't been a good week for law enforcement nationwide as they deal with the anti-ICE riots going on. Dozens of law enforcement nationwide have been injured in these riots that are complete nonsense. The Officer Down Memorial page is telling us this week that 33 law enforcement officers have died in the line of duty so far this year. The bluehelp.org page is telling us this week that 49 law enforcement officers have taken their own lives so far this year. Those are two very sad statistics, ladies and gentlemen, and I so wish that we could change them both. Now remember to back the blue before some criminal does it to you, folks. Show your local law enforcement that you are proud of them, that you want them out there enforcing the laws, and that you support them. What would we all do if they all walked off the job tomorrow? Well, I know what I would do, but what would you do? Well, thanks for stopping by to watch this video and for supporting this channel. If you're a guest tonight, please hit that subscribe button and the bell. And everyone, please give us a thumbs up so we can send that algorithm through the roof. I've never seen this algorithm that they speak of, but let's make it explode on this channel. That's all I have for tonight. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, y'all take care out there now.